Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to Nolina. She is a C5 baby, but also a fellow PvP woman gamer. So please support her code. It's only for 24 hours, but there are just not enough women PvP players out there. So I always want to show my support. So please help her out. She's in a small alliance, but they are very focused on PvP, Battlefields, SVS, and so helping out in any way you can is much appreciated. So I wanted to do an update on this gold bow pack because as you see here, this is again lucky freaking drops on my free chances, right? I haven't spent a dime on this and I am getting so lucky on this tree thing. I want to know if you guys are also getting it because I wanted to see if this pack is now worth getting again. Now, I'm going to buy a 99 pack and I'm going to triple it for you guys to see how the drops are. But the reason why I want to do it is because when I was upgrading my academy, I realized, wow, I'm going to run out of stones. I'm going to run out of gold. This is something that is a necessity for not only new players on servers, but those that are going to be facing academy upgrades. So there's going to be a lot of people on older servers that have hoarded gold and research stones, and they can just automatically upgrade and do all of these multiple researches, and it's fine. But not every player is like this. Not every player knew to, hoard their stones or to keep buying research speeds. Like, that's one thing that I was buying in my packs for a really long time. Instead of tactic scrolls, I would buy research speeds instead. And the reason was because tactic scrolls dropped a lot in different monsters, and I never wanted to use my common speed ups for research. So I always stocked up on those. So luckily, I was able to have a lot of research speeds hoarded. But I'm kind of wondering, am I going to have enough of those research stones? I mean, I know I have 1,000,000, but it's costing about, 1,000 to 2,000 to complete these researches. Plus, we don't know if they're going to release another, type of academy. So you're always wanting to just stay stocked up and hoarded on everything because I feel like it always comes back eventually, right? So that's just kind of what I wanted to show you here is, you know, why I'm interested again in that golden bough package. I guess Evony did get me though. I mean, they did give me really good drops for free. So it did make me curious to see if I bought a pack, how good of the drops will they be if I actually buy the pack? Because I've been disappointed in the officer skill books, right? I complained again to them about the officer skill chest, and I actually bought another pack. I don't know if I recorded it, but I got literally 0 level 4 skill books. And again, I complained about it. And they're like, oh, that's within reason. It's not within reason. So I am boycotting the officer skill book packs and moving on to other packs. Now, normally for this event, I would just buy the event packs because, unless you want to get an avatar in alchemy, you guys saw the event video that I did for all of this stuff. This is like the only one that I thought was interesting to test out. I did think it was interesting that they don't give an actual percentage value. You know how the event's like 108k% value. They don't actually have it here, so it's hard to tell, like, is this a good pack? But they have the 3,000 research stones. They give you 450 million gold straight away. And then, they have a little bit of everything, which I always like. And then they have 150 advanced march speeds. And then they have Monarch XP, which is something that I look for now, which before I never cared about it. But now that we need to upgrade to, 50 Monarch, that is something that I definitely look for. So again, I'm just showing you guys to see how these drop rates are and if it's worth it. And obviously, if you have a great alliance and you guys rally monsters all the time, you will probably have an abundance of gold and research stones. But a lot of you out there don't have that. And truly, that's the first foundation that you need to do is you need to have the right alliance and you need to have a rally plan. And I have videos made already for that, but a lot of people get stuck thinking that it's just, the bigs joining the rallies, and it's not. There's so much more to that. So we can talk about that in another video. So this game got stuck. I don't know if you've noticed on the last update, but have you guys noticed your game getting stuck, or is it just my phone? So, okay, let's check this out. Another thing that I like about this event is the amount of art treasure scrolls that I've gotten. So art treasure scrolls are not easy to get, really. I mean, they have that classical scroll pop-up that comes up like maybe once or twice a month. But look at that. I already hit the 5,000. So that's great. So then we're going to move to research stones to 5,000, just in case I'm going to need a big hoard of that. But as you see, another 5 art treasure scrolls, and yep, another 5. So it seems like every time I shake this tree, I'm getting an abundance of items. And I don't know if I want to go as far as to screenshot each of these and put it in like ChatGPT to see how many of the actual art treasure scrolls that I got, but truly it's a lot. And just remember that I spent 99. I triple coupon this, and the goal is just to finish out this, this tree. So, and another thing is the ruby boxes and the blazon chests. Like, you're getting quite a bit, and then again, art treasure scroll. I don't know if you guys understand how hard those art treasure scrolls are to get. Okay, so we finished the tree, we got the 5,000, and I think, yeah, that is all of our chances. We got one more. So the last one is gold. And we'll select that and see what our last shake is going to be. Another art treasure scroll chest. So this pack actually made me happy. Normally when I buy off event packs, I'm not always, too happy. But I feel like I got the value that I needed out of that $1.99, purchase. And of course, you might not want to waste your triple coupons on it, but I'm just going to go ahead and waste it on that because I'm not really going to buy that many packs on this event. I will say that stocking up now, though, for any pink gems, just know that the mega event is coming. So you don't want to get stuck buying, all of your pink gems when you don't have that extra 5% discount with Aptoids. So I do think that if you're going to spend a lot for the next event, it's best to use up all the VIP codes that you can. And so make sure you join my Discord channel. It has all the Aptoid VIP players on it. We have all the ways to save money there, and I think you guys will be really, really happy joining that Discord channel. Let me know in the comments if you got the pack and how it did, and if you guys are getting really good drops for free. It's definitely worth taking a look at again if you haven't looked at it in a really long time. Good luck on the researches, guys. I really, really suggest you guys get in on the academy upgrades. Those are really, really good stats. I'm focusing on defense first, but you can focus on offense, whatever your gameplay style, and those are going to just elevate you a bunch. But you're going to need that because people are elevating to 46, 47, 48, 49, and they're getting all these extra buffs as well that you're not able to tap into if you're under 45, right? So I don't tend to let this game rule or dictate me. Like, I'm not going to just quit because, Evony's being stupid. But this is the typical behavior that I have always told you guys about, that there is a pendulum, and we had defense for a really long time, and a lot of times the whales complain like, we can't win all-stars because defense wins. So then they swing it to offense, and now the whales will spend all of their money to get to offense so that they can start, winning again and one-tapping, people. And then once the whales spend their money, what ends up happening is all the mid to lower coiners, they stop playing and spending, right? And so now, in order to keep the dynamic of the game, they have to swing it back to defense. And then all of a sudden, when defense starts winning again, people start spending again from the mid level. So it's just a whole back and forth that you have to understand about mobile gaming. There is never an end point or end goal. So if you're a completionist and you think like, I'm going to get to the ceiling, because I am that, and you can't even imagine like how close I was getting to 45 and being like, I finally am going to be at like where the top is, and then they move the goalpost. You just have to understand that this is how these games are. And then you have to be, you know, willing to either stay in this environment or just ride with it. And so the way that I ride with it is I don't jump to things, right? I just like wait, I observe, I see what buffs are the most impactful, and then I start, moving again. So for maybe like the last month, I haven't really done anything. I've just been kind of observing, and now I know where I can maximize buffs for the least amount of money, right? And I'm going to start there. I'm not going to do everything at the same time. Like everybody kind of jumped into the merge books, but I know myself, and I know I'm going to only want the orange. I'm going to only want the top merge books. So I don't really need to do anything right now except for collecting stuff. I don't really need to do anything with the tactic, like those special tactic scrolls, except collect them, on the new event packs. Like that's it. Like I'm just observing and waiting to see what people are saying is the most beneficial. So right now, I'm just kind of focused on just the regular academy and my duty generals. Those are really the only two places that I have been focusing on, and then I'll start branching out. But again, it's because you don't want to overwhelm yourself with having to do everything, because you burn yourself out. People burn themselves out on this game. And if you're like me, and you want to get enjoyment out of the game, then don't let this be a source of like pressure for you or stress. And believe me, I empathize with all of you out there that has spent an arm and a leg in the last year or two trying to stay, relevant and on top. And then, wow, you're getting smacked right back down to having to work your way back up again. It's difficult to have to understand with the amount of money you spent. So it's just kind of like how you see things, right? So for me, I've spent so much into this game that for me to just like quit it outright, it's not going to benefit me, because there are things that I enjoy about this game. And obviously I love, doing YouTube and having a community. So those are extra things that maybe not all of you have. But if I didn't have that, I still have like solo aspects of this game that I can enjoy. Like I can still play Storm Ruins, I can still play Expedition, and I still haven't even come close to finishing the pen puzzles on this game, which I originally signed up for. And if you're one of those people that like need the clout, I mean, you don't need it. You don't need it for a mobile game, right? So, and there's a lot of people that actually have to be at the top, and they don't want to spend another 100K grand, being on the top for the next couple of years. So they'd rather bow out because they just can't handle it. It's like an ego thing, and that's fine too. I mean, whatever you want to do that makes you happy in life, I am a total supporter of it. Do whatever makes you happy. And so this game should not be a source of happiness, but if it brings you entertainment, if it brings you enjoyment, by all means, enjoy it. And if Evony's being an asshole and basically making us restart over and get one-tapped, then so be it. You don't have to play Battlefields. You don't have to join. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff until, you start up-leveling all of your stuff slowly, and eventually, after time, you'll get there, And at the end of the day, this is like, we all bought into a pay-to-win game. We truly did. And we didn't know that we're playing against these massive, massive whales. I mean, right? Like, there should be different leagues. There should be the Millionaires League and then the rest of us. But unfortunately, it's not the way the world works. It's not the way this game works. And so we are stuck with what we've got. And the best thing that you can do is maximize and make your alliance the most efficient running way possible to get as many rewards as possible. And you can learn all these ways in my Discord, so make sure you join it and please support Nolina with her code. Thank you guys. I will see you soon.